Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to the HQ Mirror Review. I'm Jack.
I'm Josh.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brandon.
And this week we watched a recipe for seduction.
This is going to be the first episode where our podcast is longer than the movie.
Yeah. It was very brief. It was very short. It's very fast.
It was real interesting for me, having no idea what this was. Did not know it was a KFC commercial.
I don't think I'll ever forget the moment when Mario Lopez walks on and Josh goes, Who's this Colonel Sanders looking at? We're like, that's Colonel Sanders.
Hey, maybe we should tell our audience. A Recipe for Seduction is a 15-minute short movie produced by KFC and Lifetime.
Yeah, this is a Lifetime original. And of course, like all Lifetime originals, it takes place during Christmas.
Because why not?
Because always.
Because Lifetime.
This wasn't released around Christmas time, was it? It's just set in...
Are they ever?
I mean, Lifetime original Christmas movies do happen. They are largely released in the Christmas season.
This movie came out December 13th, 2020, so it was relatively close to Christmas.
Okay, yeah, that was in December. I'll give it that.
Now, the description for the movie, although on IMDb it's listed as the storyline, but same thing. Colonel Harlan Sanders has a steamy and savory love affair with a young heiress who must choose between her young chef with a dream of fried chicken glory and a wealthy, duplicitous suitor handpicked by her mother.
Was the question mark in there after savory?
There is a question mark after savory.
Oh, good.
It is a steamy parenthesis and savory question mark and parenthesis.
Very nice.
That's freaking amazing.
Did they really have a steamy romance, though? From the context of this 15-minute film that we just watched?
I mean, they were speed running it. There might be some more stuff that we just didn't get to see on screen.
Yeah, this movie actually takes place before the epilogue. This movie takes place over 6 months. They just leave the Christmas tree up the entire time.
Love that. I feel like the romance plot, because there are some other things that are going on here, but the romance plot involving Colonel Sanders does... okay. Sure, if we want to be pedantic about it.
Crouton.
Don't call him Crouton.
Don't call him Crouton. We really go very quickly from, we're taking a little walk around the grounds, and we have that, oh, my life has been planned out for me. Well, what do you want? Kind of moment that you so often get with these heiress storylines. And then the very next scene is like, our love is forbidden.
It really is love at first sight. He walks in with a menu and they're like, oh, this man.
He has a menu.
This man looks just like Mario Lopez. But with grayish blue hair. It's amazing.
It looked terrible.
I desperately want to know how much Mario Lopez was paid to be in this, because I don't recognize a single other person here.
I feel like it had to be a passion project. He was just like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. It sounds fun.
I like KFC. He got paid in chicken wings.
Unfortunate if true.
So I can't find out how much he was paid, but there are a lot of people on the internet just asking the question, why is Mario Lopez in this movie?
It's a good question.
The hot topic on everyone's mind.
And why is he the only one that looks absolutely ridiculous?
I think you're forgetting that last shot.
Oh,
They just-
the time skip.
Yeah. Listen, they had extra hair gray left over, we're gonna use it.
It's been 1 year.
So let's get into the plot of this, because it goes places very quickly. We open at a dinner where a man who tells terrible jokes proposes to his at the time girlfriend, I assume. Honestly, I'm not even really sure they were that. And she, having not talked to him before about this, turns him down. I would also like to mention that during this scene, while he's doing this, she looks across the table at the only black person in the movie, like, incredulously is like, hey, can you believe what's happening? And they have done nothing to explain who this guy is or why he's at this table with all of these other people.
I would like to go on record now and say that despite not saying it while watching the film, I did clock this man immediately as the gay friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was obvious.
Yeah, it was. It's just
I didn't get it until the second scene.
where he's talking about this date he's going on with another man.
Well, the very first part of that scene.
Okay. But I mean, while it may have been obvious to some, less obvious to others, it's still wild that I wasn't expecting any black people to be in it. And so she looks across the table and this guy's just here. I'm like, oh, all right, hello, who are you? What are you doing here? It's nice that you're here. It's unfortunate what happens later.
He made it out okay.
Yeah, he escaped somehow. We didn't. I kind of wish we got to see him escape, honestly. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I want to know what was this dinner party that Lee would be there along with the other people who are also there.
Yeah, it was the main characters and Lee, and there was another person there there was like an Asian woman who had no lines and was only in frame in like the wide shots where Lee was also present. So I don't know who she was. I kind of feel bad. She's not listed in like, I mean, she's in the credits somewhere, I assume, but like we don't know her name. She doesn't speak. She's just there.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like what kind of dinner party is this? Why is this the place that he chooses to propose?
I feel like it's just a rich person dinner party they're having for no reason.
I guess.
I also love that this dinner party, this opening sequence, is one of the few places where Kentucky Fried Chicken is at all present in this movie.
Yeah. They talk about the recipe more than chicken actually shows up.
I want to point out, I didn't figure out what this was until well after this scene. I did, however, pointedly remember taking note of the fact that they had a really close-up shot of just fried chicken, and I was really confused as to why they have fried chicken at this very nice dinner party.
Billy, the wannabe fiance, is like, hey, you've done amazing with this chicken. And the mom character, her name is Bunny?
Yes.
Yeah, the mom character Bunny is like, oh, you know I can't cook like this. It's our new chef. And I'm like, okay, all right. Well, it's just a weird thing to say. Also, as someone who did know about their subplot beforehand, it was real obvious and real uncomfortable what they were doing at the table in front of their girlfriend and daughter, respectively.
Yeah. Those were messed up.
Yeah. Also, I mean, if we're being pragmatic here, listen. Bunny was single, Billy was rich, and clearly that's all she cared about, and they had something going on anyway. I don't see why we needed to bring another person into this anyway.
Right?
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing. I just thought it was really weird.
I think the reasoning would be that her husband recently died and she doesn't want to just marry this rich guy who's like a lot younger than her immediately.
Can't be that much younger if a year later his hair was all gray.
Fair.
Yeah. How old is he? Is he closer to the mom's age? Is he closer? Like, what's going on here? What's the truth?
Yeah, if anything, that implies that he wasn't age appropriate for the main character.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that clearly they had some kind of relationship going on anyway. I don't see why she had to marry her daughter off to him. Especially since it seemed like they weren't going to stop whatever they were doing anyway.
Yeah.
But we did need the conflict.
Like, yeah, I guess in the meta world that it really is we needed the conflict.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how fast Lee got on his phone to text when he saw that happening?
That was great. It was literally like a shot later, 2 seconds. We see him come in, we see him walk by in the background, which was a nice touch. Like, he was out of focus, but you could still tell it was him. He sits down, like, for his date. He sees them. It cuts to them. It cuts back to him. He's already furiously texting on his phone.
Like, his phone was out between shots. Like, between the time it took for the camera to switch frames, already out. Already texting. It was great.
And then I had some very fun beginning of Game of Thrones, like, memories. When he shows up, he's like, yes, I know the truth. And though I can't tell the person who I want to tell the truth to, I'm telling you, the person I'm threatening, with the truth.
It's like
Anyway.
absolutely the worst move possible.
Yeah, it's like, let me show you my hand. I'm going to make trouble for you, and now I'm going to turn around and not think about what you're doing behind me. And then he gets knocked out with was that a broom? What was that thing?
I have no idea. I guess a broom, but also every single, you could call them hits in this movie, were the lightest taps possible.
We could not afford stuntmen.
It wasn't even the fact that they didn't have stuntmen. It was that they didn't even try to frame it to where it might have looked more impactful.
I feel like that might have something to do with they did not have the budget to deal with if anyone got injured while filming this.
Yeah, we can't go around swinging things quickly when... If we hit somebody in the face, that's it. We'd hit him in the face. We can't afford that.
The entire budget went to casting Mario Lopez
Yeah.
and putting 50% of the KFC secret recipe on a piece of paper for a blink and you miss it shot.
Yeah. And putting citrus everywhere.
For real though, even above and beyond the citrus, there was also just bowls of fruit in every scene.
I thought that was just like a rich people decorating thing, to be completely honest.
It kind of is, but also it wasn't even just that it was in the room. It was specifically framed in every shot as like, all right, here's the characters. Also, here's the fruit.
You know what I want to talk about for a second? This is a hard shift. You know what I want to talk about? Why did they make Mario Lopez dress like that?
He had to look like Colonel Sanders.
I don't know what
That's
you're
not
talking
what
about.
Colonel Sanders looks like. The wedding outfit, yeah, that's what Colonel Sanders dresses like. This like short sleeve ascot thing, I don't know where they got that. Were they trying to like slut him up a little bit?
That's exactly what they were doing. They're like, all right, so we know Colonel Sanders' logo. He has like the little black tie thingy, and he has a white shirt. How can we make it sexy?
Make it Mario Lopez.
Yeah, nope, the good start. What if we showed off his biceps? And that's about as far as they got.
That's fair.
They also had dumbbells on the side of the set, and between every shot, he'd go out and like do a couple curls.
And I mean, I think it worked. It's mostly just Mario Lopez, but still.
I do want to say, we were on the topic of budget. I cannot find a single thing about how much money they spent making this movie. It's just forbidden information.
I'm sure a large portion of it was just, aside from Mario Lopez, a large portion of the budget was in fact that like KFC bucket, the one KFC bucket they bought for that dinner.
Well, and they did a lot of advertising for this movie too.
That's a good point. They did.
Do you think that KFC is happy with the amount of representation they got in this film?
I don't know, because they're really, aside from just the character of Colonel Sanders, it just really is not that present.
If you changed the last name Sanders and maybe took the ascot off, then like you could make this about anything.
Yeah, I mean, he references his like secret recipe a bunch, but that's still pretty vague.
You could take, this is controversial. You could take Mario Lopez out of this film and put Mr. Krabs in there, and this is a movie about the Krusty Krab. The secret formula is there.
I don't know what to say. I can't not imagine that movie now.
It takes like 3 changes, and this is about the Krusty Krab. There are Krabby Patties in the opening shots instead of fried chicken. We changed the casting up a little bit, and the chicken at the end. That's 2 changes.
Yeah, that's also just Krabby Patty. That's it.
You just turned Billy into plankton.
Billy's plankton.
Oh no.
And then the love interest is Pearl's mom, I guess.
You see, I feel like now we're just getting into a SpongeBob parody of this.
Yeah.
I think that
That could also be good.
that we don't change anything else.
Oh, it's not even
this
animated.
is just
They're
about
still
Mr.
humans.
Krabs now.
It's
Mr.
still-
Krabs is animated. Everything else is live action. This is Who Killed Roger Rabbit.
It's a reverse Muppets. One cartoon.
So,
Okay, but hear me out. What if it's just Mr. Krabs from the Broadway, from the Broadway show?
We could do that too. That did cross my mind.
So it's still all live action, and nothing else changes. But now it's just Mr. Krabs there. Eugene Krabs, the new chef.
So- Hang on a second. Oh, this is our new chef. Eugene Krabs.
He just walks in.
Me money.
so I just wanted to point out when Mario Lopez first comes on, a part of me for a second absolutely thought it was Markiplier.
Oh God.
No, I see it. I see it a little. It's the glasses. The glasses really do it.
The glasses and like the way the hair just looks terrible. Like he's just like clearly doing a bit.
What are you trying to say about Markiplier?
No, I'm just saying Markiplier's done like his hair like that for bits all the time.
This is that Spirit Halloween spray in gray hair
Oh,
that has been
absolutely.
like perfectly like combed back.
Exactly.
It's stiff.
I'm confident that if I grabbed the top of that hair, it would just all move.
It's just hairspray with a little bit of dye in it. Yeah. So he walks out and was like, they got Markiplier for this? Oh wait, that's Mario Lopez.
I really wish Markiplier was just somewhere in this movie now.
Like I was already incredulous that in my head that they got Markiplier, and then I saw that it was Mario Lopez and was like, how?
Let's talk about the layout of this house for a minute.
Go ahead, yeah.
Because that's another, there are a lot of very chaotic design decisions. And I know that they didn't build a set, but that is almost worse to me because they definitely just chose a filming location, and that pool came with those 4 life-size dolphin statues.
Yeah. I really feel like those bright red bridges were somewhere else, but I'm not sure. I can't be sure that it's not all actually just one house.
It's just rich people architecture.
Well, that's absolutely just one house. There's no way they could afford another location.
I thought they went to a park or something, but you know what? It probably is. Like, we don't have the money to drive to a park to film this.
They're doing it like YouTube style, like they don't have permits, they don't have permission. There's just one guy with a camera, and if they get caught, everyone just runs.
Like the soap opera that was filmed in IKEA.
Exactly like the IKEA
There was
soap
a
opera.
soap opera filmed in IKEA?
Yeah, by I can't remember the actor's name, but he's Jimmy Woo from Scarlet Witch, from Vision. Yeah, from
From the
WandaVision.
MCU.
Yeah, he's Jimmy Woo from the MCU. I mean, technically he's from Ant-Man, but yeah, Agent Jimmy Woo.
Okay. That'll have to go on the list.
His random soap opera from IKEA.
Yes.
I mean, I guess I don't know if we can still find it.
I will say also, going back to costume design a little bit, they did also absolutely nail the "my dad's a lawyer" aesthetic for
Billy. Yeah.
for Billy
Yeah.
Garibaldi III with his horribly colored plaid shirts and his like sweater tied over his shoulders.
His bright blue shorts.
I think in like one of the later scenes, like that entire like purple outfit.
Oh yeah, it was purple and pink.
Yeah.
In fact, I think all of his clothing is just blue, purple, and pink.
Does Billy Garibaldi III have bisexual lighting through his costume design?
I'm very concerned that he might. So I think another thing, this is a minor thing, but it was so weird at the time, where the love interest, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. She texts her quote-unquote boyfriend, Billy, and says, "We need to talk," and then immediately just leaves her phone on the bed and gets in the shower. Who does that?
Yeah, I really cannot tolerate we're gonna have the most anxiety-inducing 4-word text message get sent out, and then I'm gonna go do something where I fully cannot reach my phone. Immediately followed by, I know her mom steals the phone, but like then coming back a day later like, "Oh yeah, I lost my phone," and not being at all concerned that it was definitely on top of your bed before you went to the shower.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the like losing your phone and, you know, not being concerned, I want to say the "we need to talk" and then immediately just like ditching the phone to go take a shower is absolutely just revenge for like him popping the question in front of everyone.
You know, that makes sense.
And she's like, "I know what'll get to him.
Yeah.
We need to talk. Bye."
Because then she never follows up on this conversation either. She at no point is like, "Hey, remember how I wanted to talk to you yesterday?" Like, she sends that, she leaves her phone, and she doesn't care about it.
Well, I mean, the next time that we see him, he's committing a major crime.
I was gonna say,
True.
it's like, is it the next time she sees him, he has a knife?
I mean, yeah, but like she gets a new phone in the meantime, and she never is like, "Hey, we still need to talk." She's like, "Oh, whatever. I'll text Lee. Lee's cool. Lee's not responding to my calls. Whatever."
He definitely didn't die on the stairs in our house.
He wasn't assaulted by my mother. Also, I want to go back to, she sends the "we need to talk" text, goes to take a shower. Her mom steals her phone and then says like, "Hey, meet me at the country club," or whatever. And then Billy shows up with the ring as if that was a lead in to her saying yes. Like, that just, someone sends you a text message, "We need to talk. Meet me at the country club."
This can only be a good thing.
Yeah.
I think he was already at the country club just drinking and staring at the ring, which isn't better.
Oh, it's great. That's the best time to drink, when you're alone and resentful. Oh, actually, no. He was already at the country club.
So, my question is, why did the mom take the phone? Just delete the messages and then leave it.
Yeah, or she probably could have just texted him from her phone. Like, you can't tell me that they didn't have each other's phone numbers.
And even if they didn't, like, just look on the daughter's phone, grab the phone number, and leave her phone and text him on yours or call him. It's not like she showed up intending to like sitcom pretend to be her daughter.
Yeah.
Like, she walks up and he immediately goes, "Ah, yes, the mother."
Yes. The person I was expecting. So, I have pulled up on the screen the secret recipe as it appears in the movie. And it is it's nothing. It's not a recipe. There's question marks here. The stuff's crossed out.
There's not even, these aren't even herbs and spices.
Yeah.
He has written 9 herbs, 2 spices, crossed them out, and then written 7 herbs, 2 spices.
And then he wrote salt.
Salt.
I like at the top is like chicken, parentheses, whole, quarters. He's not even sure how much chicken to use.
And then on the left it says a little extra something. Is it
I don't know what that
a
says.
little extra ham?
Probably not.
Chicken with a little extra ham.
Just a little ham.
Just for punch, you know?
Like, I cannot for the life of me figure out what that says.
Yeah.
My 2 favorite details on here are the hand-drawn diagram of a drumstick chicken.
Yeah, no, that's one of mine.
And then the too much, too little, ? And it's underlined. What? Too much of what? Too little of what?
Who knows?
Maybe this should be squiggles.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I really like the note immediately above that. It's just maybe this should be, and then nothing. Also, really like that he signed it at the bottom, CHS.
Yes, this is a patent now for 7 undisclosed herbs and 2 undisclosed spices
And salt.
Don't forget the chicken.
Yeah, that picture of a drumstick down there, it's real important. It's what ties the whole thing together. Also, he's written secret recipe at the top and underlined it. It's real good, top to bottom.
His sleeves are longer. Hang on.
For those of you at home, we're now just scrubbing through the video again, the freeze frames. He does have his sleeves pulled down just below his elbows this time.
Because the main character's not there.
You know what? You're right. He doesn't have to show off the biceps.
That's valid. This is still not a safe thing to wear in a kitchen.
Probably not. No.
As a professional chef, he should know that this is not how you dress for food preparation.
Unless you're going to wear big gloves.
They'd cover up all his arm veins.
We gotta see the arm veins.
You gotta see the arm veins.
God, do you think they took like one go through of the scene and they're like, wait, we don't see enough of his veins?
Pull those sleeves up, bud. He had his sleeves down in this shot, and like, nope, not good enough.
He actually did a bunch of like reps right before the scene, and then they took him over to costume. He's like, "What are you talking about? I can't wear the short sleeves anymore. I can't bring out the gun show."
Brendan, didn't you say this came out on December 13th?
Yes, it did.
Wow, okay, that's a neat little detail. Didn't notice there. The check that Billy writes is dated December 13th.
Pretty rude of him to block the routing number with his thumb.
Especially when it's for $500,000.
Yeah.
I feel like we covered a lot of the climax of the film.
Yeah, we talked about how there is one character who is both black and gay and gets assaulted and is the first character to be assaulted and possibly murdered. He wasn't in the end, but like...
We thought he was.
We really thought he was. And you know, this not being a horror movie and also being a Lifetime Christmas romance movie about fried chicken, I was not expecting the black guy to die first or at all.
To be completely honest, I was expecting some volume of murder going into this.
Yeah, that's fair. I was expecting some kind of murder. That's fair. That's a fair point. But not Lee.
Not Lee.
I mean, the temptation to fulfill the cliches was too great. Also, it was absolutely a broom.
Yeah, it's just a really weird broom.
Are you sure that's not like a croquet mallet?
Oh, it
In
might
the
be a croquet
foyer?
mallet.
I mean,
I
she's
don't-
They're
dressed.
She's
rich
dressed
people.
for it.
Yeah, she looks like she's dressed for croquet.
Polo?
I guess. I don't know. I don't
It's
do
not
rich-
long enough to be polo.
It's not long enough for polo.
No, polo, you're like on a horse.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be much longer.
What if it's like ground polo?
That's croquet.
Noted.
Wait, can we talk about the banner that's in the background of multiple shots that just vaguely looks like a Captain America shield?
You know,
Yeah, I think that's like the paint design on the door, but yeah, it kind of does.
what they don't tell you is that this is actually Captain America's house. This is what happens after he goes back in time in the MCU.
Yeah, this is MCU canon.
Yeah. Steve Rogers lived here with Peggy Carter for years, and then he left, and then Peggy left, and then these people moved in.
This is actually this is variant Steve Rogers that used all of his knowledge of popular culture and things that happened in the future to make some well-placed sports bets.
Ah.
He invested in Bitcoin.
And then he decided to dedicate his life to finding the perfect secret recipe for chicken. Guys, I got it.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers is Colonel Sanders.
Yeah,
Good
you
night,
know that's
everybody.
That's not where I thought I was going with that.
You know, if I didn't have more that I wanted to say about this movie, I would have just gone straight into the outro. But since we have not talked at all about the epilogue yet,
Yeah, I think it deserves some mention. So,
yeah.
Climax of the movie. Love interest, whose name really, what is her name? I do not. Why is it so hard to remember?
It's Jessica.
Jessica. Did no one call her by her name? What?
No. They really didn't.
Anyway, Jessica goes looking for Harlan, and then finds on a closet somewhere. She finds a bloody door handle.
It's like outside too, so it's like behind this mansion. There's a couple of red bridges, which feel really out of place. And then there's just this door handle that
Leads back into. It's like a shed. It leads into a shed. I don't know why there's blood on the doorknob because, no, as we find out later, no one's actually bleeding.
Absolutely nobody is bleeding.
Anyway, she walks in, finds Harlan tied up, and then Billy comes out and is like, "Ah, yes, I need to kill him." And then Bunny comes in and she's like, "Billy, kill him. Also, Lee escaped." And Jessica, who has just walked into this, is like, Hold up, what? Lee what? What?
I'm actually very upset that there wasn't like a bigger reveal about Billy and Bunny for Jessica to react to.
Yeah, actually, her wannabe fiance was having an affair with her mom, and I don't think she ever actually finds out about that.
I'm sure Lee tells her eventually once they're in prison, but
Well, yeah, but still, like, during the movie, there's no reveal of it at all. They're just, as far as she knows, they're just in cahoots to marry this handsome chef, or to murder this handsome chef, and then get him married. It's a movie.
Well, you know, there may not be a good reveal for that, but you want to know my favorite reveal in the movie? Is when they're doing close-ups of everyone's face, and then Lee is suddenly there.
Yeah, he's
He
just
does
there in the shed.
he does a little shh.
Yeah.
It's just close-up of Jessica, close-up of Bunny, close-up of Billy, close-up of Colonel Sanders, close-up of Lee, who was previously not in any shot.
Missing and presumed dead.
Shows up, he knocks Billy out, and then Jessica pushes her mom into a shelf, and then we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
And
She's
then-
unconscious.
Then we immediately cut to 1 year later.
And they're getting married. They being Harlan Sanders and Jessica.
I thought it was cute that Lee was the officiant.
Yeah, that was nice. I don't think she has any other friends.
Oof.
No, it's just they couldn't afford to get any other actors to do it.
They could have got that Asian lady back from the opening.
No, you pay by the line.
I am surprised that there was not a single joke made about chicken whatsoever in this movie.
None.
Chicken's serious business. KFC's paying for this.
But they barely brought it up even seriously.
They don't even give us payoff of him completing his secret recipe.
Yeah, that was a big point. They were like, oh yeah, he's gonna have the secret recipe. They'll make him a man of status.
Was the secret ingredient love?
Oh, citrus.
You know what I really want? I want the Colonel Sanders to see this movie if he was alive.
A very important detail at the end of that sentence there, yeah.
I want to know what he would think of this movie. Because he already didn't like the KFC Corporation once it became like a whole...
I think it's time to think back to that very famous Colonel Sanders quote, "I'm too drunk to taste this chicken." And I think that says about as much as we can say about how he'd feel about this movie. Or how he would experience it.
God, I wish I was drunk while I was watching this movie.
Could we talk about the prologue here and how this looks? This looks like it just takes place on a bench in the backyard of the same mansion.
Yeah,
It's like one of those like really like bougie rehab prisons, but then Bunny gets a visitor and it's Billy. Why isn't he in jail?
yeah, he did the actual like attempted murder and kidnapping. Well, he didn't kidnap Lee, but still, he tied a man up in the shed and was ready to kill him with a knife. But no, yeah, he's fine. He shows up. He has gray hair for some reason now. It's only been a year.
I know why. He's rich enough to afford a lawyer.
But then we have the most thought-provoking line for me in this entire movie. He goes, "I found them," and then takes a bite out of a drumstick.
Takes a huge
and I
bite.
have so many questions. My main one being, did they like flee?
Yeah, did they move?
Like, what happened? What were the consequences for you guys? Where did they go? Why did we set up a sequel to this 15-minute movie that didn't have any of the plot lines pay out?
You know what it is? He found the 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, he's ready to challenge Sanders for the throne.
You're probably right.
Speaking of which, you can actually find the like original recipe of the 11 herbs and spices. There's a company that sells it.
It's online.
It's not hard to get. You just have to actually make the fried chicken yourself.
KFC is gonna get our video taken down now. Thanks, Brandon.
Our video podcast. I mean, they haven't taken down Matt Batten. He made like 3 videos about this and the recipe, so.
But yeah, that's a recipe for seduction.
It's real good. 10 out of 10.
Honestly, it's 15 minutes of your time that you're never gonna get back, but I think it's still fun.
Definitely an interesting. I mean, it's impossible for anyone listening to this to go in blind now, but it's definitely an interesting blind take.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely find someone who hasn't seen it and knows nothing about it and make them watch it like we did to Josh. So anyway, this has been the Ice Cream Review. Make sure to, give us a good review on Apple Podcasts. Check out our Facebook. Say nice things. I'm Jack.
I'm Josh.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brandon.
And I don't usually do the outros. Good night, everybody.
Remember, don't call me Crouton.
Hey, wait a second. Why didn't Mario Lopez have a southern accent?